Welcome back to the Frugal Homestead. I'm Missy, and today I am canning some of our fall harvested pears. First thing we're going to do is, Tony already has them prepared and ready to go for canning. He's peeled them, cut them, got them all ready to go. Got them in some water here so that they don't turn brown. The first step we're going to do is we are going to make our syrup for them. We're going to put it in a light syrup. You can do it however you want. There's different recipes out there. You can do it light, medium, or heavy syrup. We tend to do ours in the light syrup. So I have 5.5 cups of water and 1.5 cups of white sugar. Just going to turn this on. We want to get this hot enough that the white sugar dissolves, but not to a boil. And just start slowly adding that in as it comes up to temperature. There's lots of different recipes out there for canning pears. This is just your basic pears just in a light syrup. You can also add spices like cinnamon and stuff like that. We don't do that to ours. We just do ours nice and basic. That way we can use them in any recipe we want to later. I got the last of my jars sanitized back here, so I'm going to grab these out real quick. Alright, looks like our sugar's almost dissolved, but it's not quite up to temperature yet, so we're going to let it get just a little bit hotter. It's almost there. These pears, after they're canned, end up having enough texture that you can use them in other recipes, or you can eat them just as canned fruit. You always want to make sure that you sanitize your jars and your rings, and later we will put our lids in there so that we can put them on and they'll be hot whenever we get ready to can. Alright, we got bubbles on the bottom of it, so I'm going to say this is hot enough. I'm going to start adding my pears, and we're going to let these cook for approximately 3 to 5 minutes. As you can see, Tony uses the apple peeler for these. So they're basically like that. You can put them down in your jars like that if you want them for, you know, to look pretty. But I like to get more in my jars, so I just kind of crush them up a little bit. They're a little bit easier to get in the jars that way. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of these in here. Let this cook for 3 to 5 minutes. And then I'll bring you back and I'll show you how we fill the jars. Okay, so our pears are ready to be canned and be jarred up. I got my funnel in my jars. My jars are sterilized, ready to go. So first I'm just going to try and get as many pears as I can in each jar, and then I'm going to actually add the liquid later, because if not, you'll end up with a lot of liquid and not enough pears in them. You want to leave a 1/2 inch headspace on these jars. The whole house smells like pears tonight. Now when I get ready to can these, I'm going to can them in my pressure canner cooker. We're going to do it for 25 minutes. I've already put about 1 inch, 1.5 inches of water in the bottom of it. And I've got my timer set. You always use something to try and get out any air bubbles around and make sure they come to the surface. So I just kind of run it around the outside, push them in, and generally they'll come to the top. To make sure you get a good seal, you want to wipe off the rims of all your jars to make sure there's no sugar on them or anything else, or little pieces of pear, so that they seal good. I boiled my lids. I know you don't have to anymore, but I do it anyway. Just because that's the way I was always taught. When you put your rings in, don't snug them all the way down. You just want them enough. when you're loading your jars into the canner, try and not let the jars touch. That way the heat evenly distributes through all the jars. Alright, so I got my 4 pints in there. I'm going to check my lid to make sure that I have it to where it'll seal correctly. Put it on. Push custom, 25 minutes. We're going to get it started. When it's done, I'll come back and I will show you our finished product. Alright. So we let them cook for 25 minutes on the pressure can. Let it sit and let it depressurize on its own. Let's see what we got in here. Look at those. Those turned out nice. You're going to make sure you leave these sit, not touching each other, for the next 24 hours. That'll ensure that they seal better for you. There we go. 4 jars of pears done, complete. Tomorrow I'll label them. Check to make sure that the lids are actually sealed really good. If there's any that doesn't seal, we'll throw them in the refrigerator and then we'll use them over the next couple days. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for joining us here at the Frugal Homestead. We'll see you in the next one.